Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, the rule and teach word and scripture. Salutations to Yahakim out there that's doing this work in truth and faith and sincerity. Today's topic, I'm going to touch a little bit about the other nations. A little bit about the other nations is every single nation in the world has the nation of Israel in slavery at one point or time or the other, and that has never been recompensed. Okay, that has never been compensated. Okay, so we're going to let's start out in the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 15. And it reads, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So the other nations, okay, being the top nation, is the house of Edom, and who sits at the head of that nation is Amalek, which are the so-called Jewish people, which the other Caucasians are helping to forward the affliction of the nation of Israel. Okay, there's a recompense for everything that is done to the nation of Israel. Okay, being said, that the Lord will allow the other nations to put us in captivity as long as the other nations are obedient to the Lord's word and command. And you see which they're not. Okay. Now we have record upon record of Esau, Edom, destroying our people, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the speckled bird, the ones that look like the other nations but belong to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So there's a big recompense. Okay, the judgment is being stacked. Basically, that's what it is. Okay, you do one thing, okay, and it's not being handled by the Most High right then and there. Okay, so it has gives a false sense of lack of judgment for the other nations. So they'll do something else and something else to the nation of Israel until it stacks. So you have to understand that these judgments have been stacked for over 2,000 years. And so the Lord is now beginning to call those judgments in, okay, for what they did to the apple of the Lord's eye. So, being said that, let's go to Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Okay, and this is a future prophecy, which is soon to happen, Lord willing. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. And it reads, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Okay, who devoured the nation of Israel? The Ammonites, which are the Japanese. They devoured the nation of Israel. Who else devoured our people? Moab has devoured our people. So we got two. Ham has devoured our people. Okay. Who is Ham? Ham is the people of Africa. Those are the real Africans. They're Hamitic. They have sorely devoured our people. Okay. Ishmael are the Arabs that you know today. They have devoured our people. Ishmael, Ammon, Moab, all the other nations have devoured our people. So you have to understand that there's a recompense for that. And so I'll read this again. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore all they that devour shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. So the other nations know, the ones that primarily don't know who the children of Israel are you boneheaded ass Americans. Okay? Don't know a fucking thing. Ammon, Moab, I mean, all the other nations that are living here in America don't have a clue to who the children of Israel are as a whole. Okay? As the bulk of them, the average everyday citizens. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 6. And it reads, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. So we're talking primarily Esau Edom. Esau Edom is in control of the world right now, through various means. Okay, war. Esau has the strongest and best army right now, and that's divided between America, the EU, NATO, and Russia. Okay, there's no other nation in the world that has a force stronger than Esau Edom. That's just what it is. And so through democracy, politics, various mischievous ways and various wicked ways that this man is ruling, he's oppressing the people with a continual stroke. All right. Okay, we're gonna get right now what the Lord feels about you other nations. Okay, so you have to understand the poison of the water, the destroying of the earth. You have many judgments, but your top judgment, your number one judgment, is afflicting the children of Israel. Okay, let that sink in for you other nations that are listening. Your top judgment is for what you've done to the children of Israel, what you've done to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, that has not been called in for judgment for many years, for over 2,000 years. Those judgments have been stacked, and now they're being called in for payment. Let's start out with Isaiah chapter 40, verse 17. Because the other nations are in some kind of power over the children of Israel. Okay, that is puffing up their pride. You know, that they can think that they can afflict the children of Israel, and there's no recompense for it. There's no harsh judgment for it. Well, you have to understand that even though that the children of Israel has been in slavery, that's the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even though that these people have been in slavery, okay, we have been under perpetual bondage with no recompense. And so since we're the apple of the Lord's eye, what's going to happen? Now, I want you to ponder on that. What is going to happen to the other nations? If you see all these judgments, all these bad things, people talk bad about us, okay? People treat us bad. You know, we the lowest people on the face of the planet right now. Imagine what the Lord's going to do for recompense, for payback. Imagine what he's going to do. I want you other nations to ponder on that so you can figure out what's going on. Because whatever you think about, whatever you can come up with, okay, you can conjure up in your mind, it's going to be nothing in comparison to what the Lord has in store for you. All right. Let's start out in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity. Okay. So basically, the other nations were created to serve the nation of Israel. It doesn't look like that right now. But let's find out what happens, okay? Watch and see. Okay, I'm going to close out here. We're going to go into the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56. And it reads, as for the other nations, Salakia, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So this is the Lord's feeling. This is how the Lord thinks, and this is what he thinks of the other nations. Even though that he put them in power, it don't mean shit. You can put a monkey in power, okay? You can put a dog in power. So ponder on that. So just to touch base with, what's going on with the coronavirus. We don't know exactly okay, in its fullest extent, in its totality of what Moab has done to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are Israelites. The Lord knows. Okay? And so he's plaguing these people. He's plaguing the world. So he's bringing in judgment mainly for what what the other nations have done to the children of Israel. And so, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat Hashem, Rikar, Kodash, and Shalom.